Ahí estamos graboteando. La previa no la he grabado, lo siento por todos los juegazos que nos hemos perdido en la previa. Pero grabamos el evento, eso sí. Y a ver qué tenemos. El próximo evento es el día...
Welcome everyone to our third annual MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. I'm thrilled to be back hosting, and it's a big day. This morning, Mark Zuckerberg shared that our MetaQuest 3, our next-gen VR headset, is launching later this year. MetaQuest 3 is our follow-up to MetaQuest 2 and will feature advanced tech that opens up new possibilities in both VR and MR. It will also be backwards compatible with Quest 2's entire library of over 500 games and apps. Later in the show, we'll explore Oculus Studios' biggest and most immersive game ever with a gameplay
compatible con todos los juegos de MetaQuest 2.
Game that will take advantage of MetaQuest 3's cutting-edge hardware. We have way more to share when MetaQuest 3 releases, including specs, more apps and experiences, and a whole slate of groundbreaking MR content. These are all stepping stones toward our long-term vision for building the metaverse. But for today's showcase, it's all about VR games.
Te he hablado del metaverso, ¿eh?
You see today will be playable on both MetaQuest 2 and 3, and is currently set to launch in the next 12 months. So let's get started.
A ver, en los próximos 12 meses. En los próximos 12 meses, ¿eh?
Are you ready?
Los juegos musicales sí que me molan para realidad virtual, ¿eh? Los juegos musicales sí que me gustan para VR. Lo que acaba de hacer no, eso no me gusta. Lo que hace ese señor no me gusta. Pero los juegos sí. Son bastante divertidos. Eso es, con amigos, para que te vean hacer el mayor ridículo de tu vida. A ver, estos están chulos, ¿eh? Hago yo ese movimiento así y me cargo la estantería de la derecha y la estantería de la izquierda en mi habitación. Acabo en el hospital si me pongo a bailar con los MetaQuest. Madre mía.
Because music is such an important part of my life. I was a professional musician for years, and at Meta, I've gotten to work with the talented teams behind a bunch of other rhythm games. Playing Samba de Amigo in VR feels like it's always belonged here. And I can't wait to see everyone shaking their maracas when Sega brings the game to the MetaQuest store this fall.
Bueno, Samba de Amigo está chulo.
Back in February,
bien.
Shell Games revealed I Expect You to Die 3, Cog in the Machine. Today, I can confirm that this third helping of Spy Hijinks, or Spyjinks, is coming to the MetaQuest store this year. Hopefully your skills haven't gotten too rusty, because this threequel will send agents on their most challenging mission yet. Confront more villainous villains, tackle more perilous perils, and expect to die a few more times.
A ver este.
Oh, you are either very strong or that steering wheel was not attached correctly.
Dr. Roxana Prism is a former inventor for the agency.
Ha dicho que es segunda parte, ¿no?
She can create a better agent.
Oh, hey, I'm a butler.
You'll either prove her wrong or prove her right. You're dead in that second scenario.
Once you're dead, everyone will see just how superior my robots are to human agents.
Hey, you found some nickel. Do it again and you'll have 10 cents.
Este ya tiene mejor pinta. Este ya tiene mejor pintita, ¿eh?
Every time we encounter Agent Phoenix, we get stronger.
Check this out. We can fly now.
It's simply a matter of time and iteration.
You don't think that's the end? It's not even begun.
Are you
Ah,
using
es el
Dr.
3.
Pete's notes I left in there? Aren't they great? Sometimes I look at them because they make me happy.
You don't have to play the series in order, but if you'd like to, you'll find the first two games bundled in the MetaQuest store for 40% off for a limited time.
Ah, mira, estos no los conocía yo.
That's not all Shell Games is working on. They made a promise at last year's showcase. 3 games over the next 2 years. Hot off the press, let me introduce you to Silent Slayer, Vault of the Vampire.
Ooh.
Silent Slayer is a single-player horror game that'll bring you face-to-face with slumbering vampires. And as you might guess from the title, stealth is key to survival. As Shell Games puts it, silence is golden, sound is death.
A ver este.
Let's take a peek.
A ver este, ¿eh?
Keep silent. Gently. At last. Aim for the center of the chest. And do not be gentle.
¿Ya está? Ya está, ¿eh? Silent Slayer. Bueno, no se ha visto una mierda. Mal. Es verdad, el logo de Instant Gaming es un dorito, ¿eh? Referencia.
At last year's showcase, we revealed Ghostbusters: Rise of the Ghost Lord. And then I got to drive off into the sunset in the iconic Ecto-1. For this year's show, Sony Pictures VR and N-Dreams put together
Vamos a ver el de
a dossier on the
cazafantasmas.
Ghost Lord himself. Who is he? And how did he get to be so mean? Along the way, we'll get a glimpse of the West Coast's first Ghostbusters HQ. Some iconic San Francisco landmarks and the spirits and specters.
Por alguna razón se ha vuelto verde.
Let's take a look.
De vergüenza. Eso ha molado. El logo de cazafantasmas con el... Ha molado.
Well, you don't know my story. 1984. My research brought me to Columbia University, where I studied under the Ghostbusters. They dismissed my work, called it dangerous. But in San Francisco, I can show them, with its untapped cauldron of the undead. Where others saw fear, I saw subjects. How could I know my research would stir a dormant evil? Alcatraz. Tortured souls, whose guilt I could drain and drain again. Their pain, the price of progress. My dear assistant Katie understands. Soon everyone will understand. Especially you, Ghostbusters. With your
este es cooperativo.
tricks.
Creo.
You will see the progress I have made. Know the power I have harnessed. You will realize that I, Gustav Hookfather, am the genius.
A ver, este sí que está guay.
Endless clean energy. The Ghost Lord is coming. What have I brought upon the world? The time of the Ghost Lord is here.
Este está guay, ¿eh? Este me gusta. Paga es cooperativo. Pero ir ahí con el... Joder, qué feos que son los personajes, me cago en la puta, ¿eh? Qué manía con el tono cartoon Fortnite. Para
let me
todo.
into the San Francisco Ghostbusters HQ a little early, and it's still under construction. But I've got my proton pack, my PKE meter, and I know exactly who I'm teaming up with to take out the Ghost Lord. Because if there's one thing you could say about me, is that I ain't afraid of no ghost. Whew.
Oh, qué transición, ¿eh? Vaya cineasta.
When we asked One Hamsub, developers of Rocket NX, what's something players will love about your new game? They said, you can lose an arm, then pick it back up, and bash your enemies with it. There you go. Underdogs is a physics-based brawler where you wrap yourself in your 5-ton gorilla mech and rampage through New
Un brawler de estos,
the 22nd century mech fighting capital of the world. Take on whatever the big masters throw your way and upgrade your mech to be even more.
Ha sido increíble, ¿eh?
But remember, the more you climb the ranks, the more every low
¿Cómo se ha cambiado?
will be gunning for you.
No estamos,
So get ready
no estamos
to claw your
listos.
way up the food chain.
No estamos listos para esto, ¿eh? Este es un juego de pelea de mechas. Este creo que se presentó ya, ¿no?
Nah, this the jungle out here, bro. If we wanna get into New Braca, we're gonna have to fight like fucking animals.
Lo que pasa es que esto es muy CGI, ¿eh? No parece gameplay real. Armored Core, ¿eh? La competencia. No sé. Lo que pasa es que todo lo que este juego lo que ha enseñado yo creo que no era gameplay nada. Era todo como una CGI, ¿no? De ser gameplay estaría guay, quiero decir. El concepto mola, tipo mecha está dentro, pero... Meh.
The first NFL and NFLPA licensed VR football sim. Since the game's launched last October, you've completed over 3 million NFL seasons and unlocked
sacaron
over
un
9
NFL
million
VR.
trophies. But what's next? Here to tell you is Status Pro president and co-founder and former NFL wide receiver, Andrew Hawkins.
Thanks, Ruth. Our goal last year at Status Pro was to give people the experience of being NFL QB1, feeling the rush of stepping onto the field and leading your favorite NFL team to victory. And the positive response we got from our community was overwhelming, but that was just the beginning. Later this year, we're upping the game with the
Como odio las entrevistas estas que son súper scriptadas, o están leyendo un guión.
With the new version of NFL Pro Era, we're expanding multiplayer so you and your best friend can pit your favorite teams against each other and see who comes out on top. There's a world of competition out there, and we want to see how our community's QB skills stack up. We got a lot more to share, though, between now and launch.
Sí, es un evento de meta, obviamente.
New modes. This is
Real
more than a
virtual.
roster update. The next version of NFL Pro Era will build on last year's game in so many cool ways, and we cannot wait to get it in your hands. Check us out on social. We're posting a lot of community and game updates there before we launch this fall. This is really cool, by the way.
Thanks, Huck. All right, moving on from the field to the court. Back in December, Resolution Games, creators of Blastin' and Demo, revealed their latest project, Racket Club, an all-new sport designed exclusively for VR. Practice your swing solo, play pickup matches with people all around the world, or just hang out and socialize courtside with your friends in this one-of-a-kind sports complex. Here's a new
Esto es interesante, lo que pasa es que, claro, a ver, online tendrá que funcionar súper bien, ¿eh? Tendrán que tener un netcode de la polla para que estos juegos funcionen bien. Que esto básicamente es como el deporte este de pijos que se ha puesto de moda ahora. No me sale el nombre. El pádel, sí. Parece un poco pádel, ¿eh? El pádel hasta hace muy pocos años era un deporte de ultrapijos. Ahora se ha popularizado. Pero el pádel era lo más pijo del mundo antes. Es verdad, estaban con raquetas de tenis, ¿eh? Una cosa ahí que... Y eso que había una modalidad, ¿la habéis visto? De 1 contra 1, que les dan la caja súper compacta ahí, en plan de...
From Fast Travel Games. It was the first VR game set in the world of darkness. And today, we're diving back into the world of supernatural
puede estar
horror
guay, ¿eh?
with an all-new adventure RPG, Vampire: The Masquerade Justice, which will send you to Venice. But not the Venice you see on
De Mundo de Tinieblas, tío, de la licencia, o sea, de la saga, bueno.
Vampire, comfortable in the city's darkest shadows. Hide in plain sight. Drink the blood of mortals and use your vampiric abilities to become the ultimate judge of the guilty. So, without further ado, let's sink our teeth into the debut trailer for Vampire: The Masquerade Justice.
¡Ojo, eh! Ojito con Vampire the Masquerade. A ver, por favor, que salga algo decente de una puta vez.
Venice, Italy. Felt like I was back on square one. Hiding in the night.
De momento lo que más me ha llamado esto. De momento.
But the guilty must be punished.
Lo que pasa es que parece que se va a centrar tal vez demasiado en el sigilo, ¿no? Me hubiese gustado... Vale, de momento ya os digo esto lo mejor, pero me hubiese gustado tal vez más de investigación o de lore, en plan de... aprovechar el mundo, ¿no? Es un Dishonored, sí, es un Dishonored en VR, la verdad.
A studio co-founded by 4 VR veterans who I
Bueno,
used to work with for years
interesante.
on the Oculus Studios team on our very first and super popular franchise, Dead and Buried. I know firsthand that these guys are masters at making fun multiplayer games, and I am honored to announce their next project,
Es un Redfall bien.
Dungeons of Eternity. This 1 to 3 player dungeon crawler generates levels from hundreds of unique chambers, so no 2 trips are the same. You'll explore dark crypts,
A ver, un dungeon crawler.
castles, and deep caverns.
Para VR está bien,
Battle
los dungeon
monstrous
crawler.
enemies with melee
Sí.
and magic, solve puzzles, avoid traps, gather loot, escape back to safety, level up, and then do it all over again in a brand new dungeon. Take a look.
A ver. Mira que a mí es un género que... No, la verdad que aparte del Dishonored no han mostrado... Del Dishonored, del Vampire este no han mostrado gran cosa, ¿no? Nada destacable, A ver, este artísticamente es más feo que pegar a un padre, pero al menos si funciona bien y tal puede ser interesante este, cooperativo de 3. Bueno, juego de limpiar cosas. Ese es verdad. Sí, es que tiran por unos diseños artísticos muy similares, tío. Que al final, claro, todos estos juegos que estamos viendo, ahora que lo pienso, serán para ejecutarlos dentro de lo que es los cascos, ¿no? Sin conectar a PC, me refiero. De manera autónoma.
Okay.
Supongo, ¿no? Porque han dicho que eran para los cascos. No, sí, a ver, son nativos, claro. A lo que voy. Pero no es lo mismo un juego diseñado para estos cascos de manera nativa que un juego para PC. A lo que voy. Si sacas un juego VR diseñado en PC, ahí está la cosa. Que es lo que tenían que mostrar un poco también. Porque es que si no, todos los que vamos a ver va a ser igual. Ya, es que es... Bueno, este no está mal. Este no está mal visualmente, ¿eh? Visualmente este se ve más chulo, tío. Mucho mejor.
Stout, what do you want? Show yourself.
Este me ha gustado, tío. Es un poco como un escape room, pero de terror, ¿no? Este ahora pondrá necesario PC y diremos, me cago en la puta.
The seventh guest is mostly known for ushering in the CD-ROM era, once upon a time.
Ah, que es el de... ¡Anda!
It's a great puzzle adventure game. And it's cool to see Vertigo Games and Vertigo Studios Rotterdam staying true to the original.
Ah, pues no lo había reconocido, ¿eh?
For a new era. The team is using volumetric video to capture the live action performances of actors to help tell the game's story.
Eso mola.
They're also fully recreating the iconic mansion in 3D for the first time. Just don't be surprised if it starts changing shape around you. It is haunted after all.
Este sí que me ha gustado, tío. Este sí.
In addition to the seventh guest, Vertigo is working on Arizona Sunshine 2, a sequel to one of the most popular games from VR's early days. This one people have been waiting to see for a long time, including me. You might have seen the CG reveal recently, but today we have another short teaser for you. Time to say hello to your old pal
De Arizona Sunshine
and
2.
hello to a new friend as well.
Pero va a ser otro teaser o teaser gameplay. Vale, teaser CGI.
Oh, what's going on, Fred? Hold up. Allow me to show you how it's done. Nice, but...
¿Qué es lo que pasa? No me vendas teasers de estos así, tío.
Watch and look. What the? Get a room. You know that only counts as one.
Ya.
In Arizona Sunshine 2,
Hemos visto dos CGIs de este juego, ¿eh? En el PlayStation Showcase lo vimos también.
Buddy, who you can trust to have your back, even when Freddy's are trying to take a bite out of it. Arizona Sunshine 2 launches later this year.
Si fuera así, ¿eh?
So be sure to check out the game's extended CG reveal trailer if you haven't already. Okay. Last November, Netflix and Tender Claws revealed that the hit series Stranger Things is coming to VR. I hope you're comfortable in the upside down, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. In this chilling psychological horror experience, you are Vecna.
Parece un anuncio de juego de teléfono, es verdad. Entonces que echan por la tele súper cutre, ¿sabes?
As you look to take revenge on Eleven and her friends. Stranger Things VR comes to MetaQuest Store later this year. And here is a brand new trailer.
Hostia, pues... Bastante efectista, ¿eh? Ese plano, muy efectista.
To transcend my human form. To become the predator I was always born to be.
Me recuerda un poco al... Visualmente, al juego este del espacio, que me gusta mucho, de hecho. Que es una obra maestra, coño. Que no me saldrá tampoco el nombre, no os preocupéis. No, Dead Space no. Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, efectivamente. Outer Wilds, no Outer World. Outer Wilds.
Next, it's time to strap into your omnidirectional mobility gear and prepare to fight the unthinkable. Attack on Titan is a best-selling manga series,
Attack on Titan?
acclaimed anime adaptation, and now, thanks to the team at Universe, an exhilarating VR game. Attack on Titan VR Unbreakable lets you join the Scout Regiment and go head-to-head with the Titans themselves. Swing through the air using your ODM gear and take down enemies many times.
Hostia, pues en el ataque de los titanes tienes que potar, ¿eh? En VR.
Some of you may already be familiar with this game because we teased it late last year, but you didn't get to see the game's dynamic, high-flying battles. Today you will.
Sí, la verdad que si juego de Stranger Things en los mundos esos raros, ¿no? Supongo. Ahí estaba la similitud. A ver, ataque de los titanes. Ya estamos otra vez. Este tráiler lo presentaron hace un año. No es gameplay, ya lo he puesto ahí. Ya he potado yo 4 veces. Míralo ahí. Venga. El cortecito en la nuca, va. Ahí está. Pero nuevamente. Vale, ok. No me dice nada. No me has enseñado gameplay. No me dices nada. Y un CGI feo además, es verdad, ¿eh? Joder.
The creators behind Outriders and Painkiller introduced the world to skill shots. Blast an enemy out of the air, skill shot. Kick him into a cactus, skill shot. Crush somebody under a hot dog cart. You get the idea. Now imagine how creative you could get with that system in VR. Forget imagining it. We've got it. Here's your first look at Bulletstorm in VR.
Bulletstorm. Hostias. Aquí sí que me... Oh, hostia puta. Bulletstorm, tú. Esto sí que es tocho, ¿eh? Una reducción gráfica de la barra. Pero es Bulletstorm. Es un juegazo, este juego es un juegazo, el Bulletstorm, el original. Uno de los mejores FPS que se han hecho, en la historia de los videojuegos. En lo jugable. Hostia puta, tío, este mola, pero es un desperdicio. Es un desperdicio porque es lo que decimos. De ser para PC, VR, pero para PC, se vería mucho mejor.
And for the first time, you'll actually be able to handle an energy leash, deliver devastating blows, and mow down hordes of mutated enemies. So book your ticket to the planet Stygia for later this year.
Ah, este está muy bien, tío. Si no lo habéis jugado, de verdad, súper recomendado, el original. No es VR, el normal. Salió una versión remasterizada, además. Juegazo espectacular.
I know you've been waiting for an update on Assassin's Creed in VR. And I have good news. Assassin's Creed Nexus is coming to the MetaQuest store by the end of the year. Tune in to Ubisoft Forward on June 12th for the full reveal of Assassin's Creed Nexus. All right. I promised you a deep dive. Let's get into it. In 2019, Asgard's Wrath took us on an epic journey across the fabled 9 realms of Norse mythology. That journey ended here, imprisoned in this very tavern by the trickster god Loki. But Destiny has more in store for you. From Sanzaru Games and Oculus Studios, this is the world premiere of Asgard's Wrath 2.
Chaos is spreading. Loki's evil invades all realms.
Basta ya de venderme CG. Ah, vale, menos mal.
Betrayal has made you stronger, Guardian.
Este tampoco pinta mal, ¿eh? Se ve como se ve, pero está guay. Vamos. Parece más decentillo.
Your reality is mine, Guardian.
Exact your vengeance
and unleash your wrath.
La música guay, sí. Pega mucho, con la época. Bueno. Sigo sin tener interés en comprarme las gafas.
Is an all-new standalone adventure in this epic series. Freed from prison by the Weavers of Fate, you'll set out on a new quest across time and space.
Sí, cuando hemos visto al pibón gigante hemos dicho, ¿para qué queremos la
To the
VR?
deserts of ancient Egypt. Here on the Great Sand Sea, you'll once again battle gods and creatures of myth to stop Loki from upending all of creation. When the original Asgard's Wrath released on PC VR, it wowed players with its jaw-dropping scale, brutal physics-based combat, and stunning graphics.
Sí, las Quest 2 conectadas al
Asgard's
PC,
Wrath 2 will
sí.
set a whole new standard for wireless VR. This is the deep and immersive action RPG that you've been waiting for. Packing enormous, free-roaming environments, gorgeous visuals, and well over 60 hours of exploration and tense combat into MetaQuest 2 and MetaQuest 3. Today, my friend Matt Kramer, head of design at Sanzaru Games, will take us on a tour of the team's groundbreaking title. Everything you're about to see was captured in-game.
Menos mal.
Matt, the mic's
Vamos a ver
yours.
in-game. Todo lo que vamos a ver es in-game.
I'm so excited to show everyone what we've been working on at Sanzaru these last few years. Asgard's Wrath 2 picks up where the first game left off, in a mysterious tavern you can't escape from. You're suddenly thrust into battle with a giant creature, clearly from another realm. Just when you think all is lost, you encounter the Weavers of Fate, a trio of beings that set you off upon your adventure to find and stop Loki. So just how much bigger is this game? Not only will you travel through new Asgardian locations, like
Parece un poquito World of Warcraft,
the
¿no?
Land of Fire, the Weavers of Fate will also bring you into new realms, like the vast desert expanse of ancient Egypt. These massive worlds, beyond the scope of any other game on the MetaQuest platform, come alive in Asgard's Wrath 2. Dotted with temples, caves and
Ojo, con islas flotantes también, ¿eh?
characters to meet,
Travel well.
monsters to battle, quests and side quests, wildlife, crafting resources.
Este me mola, tío. Este sí que dices, es un juego ya más a lo que tiene que ser.
The most expansive of these worlds is the Great Sand Sea, full of hidden treasures and unique events. You could spend hours upon hours exploring this map and still not discover all its secrets. You might decide to prove your combat prowess by hunting rare, high-level monsters that roam the sands, or gather plants or and animal parts to craft.
Se ve muy tocho jugablemente a nivel de exploración, crafteo.
Or a ward that
Está guay.
provides a temporary AoE benefit wherever you throw it. But it's not all about survival. Kick back and fish. Or beat your high score at the slingshot.
Puedes
shooting
pescar,
gallery.
soy muy feliz.
There's no shortage of stuff to do and see outside the primary quest line. These worlds are so big, you're going to want some more speed as you move through them. Luckily, you'll have the power of a god at your fingertips.
Ojo, ¿eh?
As with Asgard's Wrath, you'll be able to transform a few brave animals into unique warrior followers to help you solve puzzles and eviscerate enemies.
Ooh.
New in this game, they'll serve as powerful mounts that can carry you swiftly across the massive realms of Asgard's Wrath 2. Of course, what's fast on foot or mount can look very different to a god. Like Asgard's Wrath, you'll also see the world from the god's scale
Este me mola mucho.
perspective.
Los furros, ¿eh?
Use your cosmic powers to
También hemos
manipulate
pensado todo en lo
the
mismo,
world.
no vamos a especificar.
Reach inaccessible areas, solve puzzles, and more.
O sea, puedes jugar también como una especie como de modo Dios, ¿no?
Egypt is full of would-be heroes who need your godly
Claro.
assistance to enter the realm of legends.
Se ve muy chulo, además con buenas ideas jugablemente este juego, ¿eh?
Completely unique. Different weapons, different skills and abilities, and different strengths. By possessing these mortals, you can help them fulfill their destinies and get closer to yours as well. The first of these heroes is Abraxas, a cynical tomb robber with a grudge against the gods. You and Abraxas make an unlikely
Claro.
pair, but you'll have to work together to take down fearsome enemies like the bloodthirsty goddess Sekhmet. Abraxas seeks vengeance against Sekhmet.
Tiene muchos elementos, sí, mucha variedad.
With his boomerang,
cuidado ahí,
cuidado. Sword and bladed shield at your command, he'll stop at nothing to defeat her.
Está jugando con fuego, cuidado.
Combat was one of the aspects players loved most about Asgard's Wrath, us included.
Ya estaría, ya estaría. Todo el mundo, a ver, me la compro. ¿Dónde está la fase de la tira gigante? Por favor. ¿Dónde está?
The combat made you feel powerful and skilled. In the first game, the combat favored a defense-first approach, meaning you had to block and parry a series of enemy attacks before you had a chance to remove their runic shields. This loop had to be completed 3 or 4 times before you could start damaging an enemy. In Asgard's Wrath 2, our updated combat system is centered around player choice. Nothing is holding you back. You can chip away at enemy shields through a flurry of attacks or land skilled parries to trigger opportunity windows.
También puedes hacer el buen parry,
defenses with ease. We've also expanded the systems to include elemental types for a greater degree of player customization and wider variety amongst enemy archetypes. This time, we have a full physics system implemented for weapons.
Este sí que me apetecería mucho jugarlo, muchísimo jugarlo.
At your disposal.
Pero mucho,
you can
además.
Find a combat style that's right for you. But you'll need to change up your approach, as enemies will now react to your every movement and switch up their own attacks.
Claro.
You'll also unlock new skills and abilities,
intercambiándose ahí
letting you invest further in the weapons you use most. Unlock powerful abilities and super attacks to truly change the game. Nothing feels better than seeing your weapon soar into the air and rain down on a horde of enemies. You'll also discover relics you can slot into your weapons and armor that will provide
Dios, qué barbaridad, tío, Es que tiene como 40.000 mecánicas jugables esto.
Or heal over time, allowing you to customize your weapon set against each enemy you face. But you won't
Lo de ponerte las gemas en la espadita, ahí.
Followers have their own skill trees and will grow in power the more you spend time with them. Even with an upgraded companion and all these powers at your disposal, don't think the enemy AI will go easy on you. As you level up, so will they, gaining new abilities, smarter tactics, sneaky counters, stronger armor, powerful super attacks, and relics to use against you. Some will even heal each other, boost each other's damage, or call for reinforcements.
Claro.
You'll have to use all the strength, endurance, speed, and quick thinking you can muster to forge a path through the ravenous enemies that lay between you and your destiny.
Le ha robado el cuerno, la habéis visto y le ha tocado el otro.
For a true challenge and the opportunity to earn bragging rights amongst your friends, you can step into the Uncharted Rifts, an infinitely replayable dungeon crawling mode with exclusive loot that you can take back with you into the main campaign. The rifts are always open, so you can visit at any point during or even after the campaign and put your skills against some of the toughest time-limited
challenges. Pues como endgame está chulo,
have to offer.
Tienes unas mazmorras que puedes visitar cuando quieras, procedimentales, las que puedes sacar loot o simplemente jugar y disfrutarlas.
Whether friend or foe, these specters will be part of your dungeon, helping or hindering your progress. Survive long enough, and you'll earn a spot on the leaderboards and those precious bragging rights. The Uncharted Rifts are deep and full of mystery. They're almost like a whole game on their own, and we've barely scratched the surface of all the unique dangers you'll encounter. I hope that this first look at Asgard's Wrath 2 has you excited. We've got so much more to show you. More heroes, more companions, more gods, Loki anomalies. I can't wait to show you more.
Muy chulo
Back to you, Ruth.
Muy chulo, O sea, lo mejor con diferencia que han presentado, vamos.
Okay.
Pero
Now head over to the
lejísimos.
MetaQuest store because pre-orders of Asgard's Wrath 2 are open. Pre-order and you'll get a copy of the original Asgard's Wrath on PC. You don't
Esto
have to play
es
it
la
before,
VR.
but
Vale,
it'll
esto
add some
sí.
fun context. You'll also get immediate access to the great Sandsea home environment I'm
Sí,
standing
es
in
verdad,
now,
¿eh? Todo el
and
evento ha sido
unlock
para
an
este juego, lo cual
exclusive
creo que ha sido una
Asgard's
buena
Wrath 2
decisión,
themed
la verdad.
character, as well as the title of Cosmic Guardian in Population 1. And once Asgard's Wrath 2 launches later this year, those who pre-ordered will get access to the Sword of Ra and the Sun God's battle armor.
Vale, guay. Guay.
That's the end of our main showcase, but stick around for more because up next, we have some of the most passionate VR creators sitting down to discuss the games from the show. And while you're there, we're running a sale
A eso no
on
nos vamos a
favorites
quedar,
like
a la
NFL
charla.
Resident Evil 4, Bone Lab, Among Us, and many more. And like last year, we're also giving away this awesome room I'm standing in.
Sí, la habitación mola,
now in settings
El
under home
cachocroma.
environments. Of course, there's so much more we want to share with you. We plan to announce more games, major updates to existing titles, and we've got a whole new headset to launch. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Bueno.
And thanks to the developers who helped put this show together. Keep playing, and we'll see you next year.
Ok. Pues no estaba ahí. Bueno, a ver, tengo que decir, los eventos de VR siempre son flojos. Muy flojos. Pero en este caso, el último juego que han enseñado me ha gustado bastante, ¿eh? Me ha gustado mucho, sinceramente. Me ha parecido muy interesante. Como evento, pues es que es un evento de VR y de meta, ¿vale? De juegos que van dentro del casco, que no están conectados a PC. Es lo que hay. Pero ha habido alguna cosita, un par de cositas que no han estado mal, ¿eh? Han estado ahí. El último maravilloso, el último me ha gustado un montón. Y bueno, este es el primer evento de junio, con el cual finalizamos el día de hoy. Y ya os digo, no me hace comprarme las VR lo que he visto, ¿vale? No me hace comprarme las VR. Pero bueno, creo que hay cositas guays y está bien. Así que el final ha sido muy bueno, me alegro. Y nos veremos mañana con más cositas. Mañana es viernes, haremos directo de noticias. Navarros, muchísimas gracias, pedazo de suscripción. Grande ahí, 8 mesazos. Así que mañana más. Y hoy hemos hecho vídeo en el canal sobre lo de Ratchet y el showcase, ¿vale? Gente, un abrazo muy grande. Nos vemos. Chao, chao. Muchísimas gracias. Bye, bye.